Tonight's story is not about a monster under the bed or a ghost in the attic. It is about something worse, something that waits behind people, stands too close, breathes too quietly, and never blinks. This is the story of the shadow that stood too close, and the night it finally stepped forward. When Lena Oria, a 27-year-old nurse, moved into her new apartment, she didn't expect much. A cracked window, thin walls, a hallway that smelled like old wood and forgotten rain. But she loved it. Or she tried to. The neighbors warned her about apartment 7C, the one across from hers. They said nobody stayed in it for long. People heard whispers from the vents. People saw movement through the peephole. People felt watched. But Lena didn't believe in stories. The first night was quiet. Until 2:17 a.m., she woke up suddenly, not to a sound, but to a presence. Lena turned her head toward the doorway. At first she thought it was just the dark, until the dark moved. A tall, motionless figure stood in the hall, unmoving, featureless, as if it was made of night itself, and it was too close. Closer than anyone should stand to a sleeping person. She blinked, and it vanished. Lena told herself it was exhaustion, hallucination, stress, but the smell of cold earth lingering in the room. That was real. At work, Lena told her co-worker, Tessa.
Did it stand too close, like right beside the door?
Yes, like it was watching me breathe.
You should move.
When Lena pressed her, Tessa refused to say more. But as Lena walked to her car after work, she noticed something in her shadow on the pavement. Her shadow looked normal, except for a second silhouette standing directly behind it. Tall, still, and leaning slightly toward her. When Lena turned around, no one was there. Back home, Lena kept the lights on. At 2:17 a.m. again, her phone vibrated. She checked the screen. Her breath hitched. Another message appeared. Lena dropped the phone. A long shadow stretched across her floor, slowly sliding toward her feet. The lights flickered, just once. When they came back on, the shadow was right in front of her, as if something invisible was standing only inches away, breathing, watching, waiting. The next morning, Lena tracked down the previous tenant of apartment 7C, a jittery man named Martin who refused to open his front door.
You saw it, didn't you? The close one.
Lena froze.
It stands behind people, always behind. The closer it gets, the less you can move.
He slid an envelope under the door. Inside was a single photo, a hallway, Lena's hallway. In the far corner was a smudged black shape, not quite a person, not quite a shadow.
Don't let it touch you. If it touches you, you're already gone.
The door slammed. That night, Lena heard footsteps in the hallway. Slow, heavy, dragging. She opened her peephole. Someone was standing right outside her door, but the peephole warped the figure, stretching it unnaturally tall. Too tall. It slowly leaned toward the peephole, as if trying to look back at her. Lena backed away. A deep, slow exhale came from the other side. Then silence. She looked again. Now the figure was crouched, face level, pressed against the peephole, only inches away, unmoving, just staring. Then the peephole lens cracked. Just a hairline fracture, but enough to show that whatever was out there was no longer shaped like a human. Lena contacted a retired paranormal researcher, Mrs. Kuro. Mrs. Kuro explained.
It's called a nearling, a shadow that wants to be real. It mimics humans, learns them, pretends to be a reflection or a shadow, until one day it steps out.
Lena trembled.
The more afraid you are, the more form it gains. Don't feed it fear, don't face away from it, and above all, never let it stand close enough to touch you.
That night, Lena felt it immediately. The air grew thick, the room colder, her body heavier. She looked to the corner. The nearling stood there, Not a shadow anymore, not fully human. Half-formed limbs, a head tilted too far, joints bending the wrong direction, and it was closer than before. Much closer. The creature twitched, a slow, jerking movement. Then another. Each time she blinked, it was closer. A foot away, inches. Breathing cold air onto her cheek, she backed into the wall. No escape. The Nearling raised a hand, black, thin, fingerless, and it touched her forehead. Instantly, Lena's vision blurred. Her body froze. Her shadow melted into the wall. Her voice disappeared. The Nearling leaned closer, closer, studying her face like it wanted to wear it. Then, a loud knock on the door. The Nearling jerked back and vanished. Lena collapsed.
It touched you, didn't it?
Lena nodded weakly. Tessa whispered the truth.
It touched me too, years ago, and now we can't get rid of it.
Tessa explained. The Nearling doesn't kill quickly, it replaces. When it touches someone, it begins making a perfect copy. A better version, a version that obeys only darkness. Tessa rolled up her sleeve. Her skin was turning dark, shadow-like.
It's already finishing mine.
Lena looked down. Her own hand was darkening. At 2:17 a.m., the clock stopped. The air froze, and the Nearling stepped fully into the room. A completed body now, a perfect copy of Lena. Except its smile stretched too wide, and it didn't blink. The real Lena couldn't move. The copy leaned down to her ear.
Thank you for letting me in.
It placed a hand over her mouth. The screen of her phone lit up beside her. But she couldn't run, couldn't scream, could only watch. The next morning, neighbors saw Lena leaving her apartment, but she walked differently. Her head tilted strangely, her steps slightly delayed. When someone greeted her, she smiled a second too long. And her shadow? It was not connected to her feet. It lagged behind by half a second, as if something else was controlling it. The real Lena was never seen again. But every night at 2:17 a.m., people in her old apartment hear a woman screaming from behind the walls. If you ever feel someone standing behind you, breathing too close, not moving, not speaking, don't turn around, don't look, because some shadows are not shadows at all. Good night, and keep the lights on.